Hello, everybody. This is Gio with Honey CRM, and the live stream is now started. I'm in the, oh, look at that. You guys put a little sign and everything in the background, a little guitar. This is where we store all of our camera equipment, and oftentimes it's pretty messy just because this time of year, we're doing a lot of traveling on client sites to do a lot of video and stuff like that. But I think they did a good job just cleaning it up for this live stream. So thanks to the team on that. A couple housekeeping items before we get started. I want to make sure that everybody can hear me okay. So if you look down, there's a couple ways to chat with us. In the actual viewer itself, you can use the YouTube chat. We'll see all those chats coming through. And then there's also a little purple circle on the bottom right-hand corner of the page that is kind of our web-based live chat. You can talk to the Honey product coaches through there and ask questions through there. But before we get into everything else, I just want to make sure that you guys can hear me okay. Can everybody hear me okay? Give me a thumbs up or an all good via the chat. That'd be great. Let's see. I can see the pickup on my screen, but hopefully y'all can hear me. I'm sure if you couldn't, you let me know, okay? Because we're still waiting for some of those chats to come through. All right, so today is an exciting day. We've had a lot of the features in Honey 2.0 in the works for about some a month, some longer, but now it's just kind of all tying in together, and we're doing a lot of things to make sure that it's as powerful as we want it to be. Like I like the way everything's working together. I'm going to show you some use cases of really how powerful integrated sales and marketing can be with Honey. And then again, the big kind of fan favorite is the ConnectWise 2.0 integration, which allows you to customize how you want to integrate with ConnectWise. So it's not how we integrate, it's how you want to integrate. So I'm going to show you that. And then again, just some other really cool features. But before we get started, because I'm going to go ahead and show you my screen, I do want you guys to go ahead and if there's anything in particular that you want to get out of this live stream, please let me know. There's going to be a Q&A section here that we'll go over towards the end, so you can use the YouTube chat on the video player here, or you can go ahead and chat with us using the purple circle, which is our intercom live chat. And then I'm going to do my best at the end of this live stream to answer all the questions that you all have. With me here is the CTO of Honey CRM. He's the master architect that built it. You see his thumb right there. Him and his team have done an amazing job just kind of putting all these new features together. So again, if you love it, praise them. If you don't, blame them. That's what I do. All right, so let's go ahead and get started. All right. So when you first log into Honey, depending on your role, you're going to see this marketing dashboard or a sales dashboard. I have a sales admin, so I kind of have a manager role. So the first thing that opened up for me is the marketing dashboard. And I'm going to go over this dashboard and all the things it can do. Now, again, I know that a lot of the people that register for this live stream are existing clients that already know a lot of it. So again, for those of you that know a lot about how the dashboards work and everything already, bear with us, okay, as we go through some of these things. There's also a very large number of people that have never logged into Honey or seen Honey before, so I'm going to do my job to kind of explain everything. And then again, just invest the bulk of the time on the new features. Before I get into the dashboards, I'm actually going to backtrack a little bit and kind of go into how Honey was developed. So one of the things we wanted to do in our whole career working with the industry is empower sales and marketing people, okay? That was TriDigital's goal and its inception, is to provide innovative, creative marketing that differentiated, their MSPs and their IT companies from their competition, and just provide really powerful marketing materials that help their sales team perform better, right? And all of my whole career has been in the industry. Everything I've done has been to help sales and marketing people in the industry, the sales and marketing professionals. So working, being all the things we've done here at Tri Digital, all the things we've done to help our clients has really given me a lot more insight into the tactical strengths and weaknesses that some of our clients have, whether in marketing or sales, right? Typically, when it comes to sales, they're wanting to get better, close more opportunities on a monthly basis. When it comes to marketing, they wanted to generate more leads. So when we decided to be this kind of boutique agency, we knew that it was going to be scary for a lot of the clients, to a lot of the partners, a lot of IT companies that don't really know a lot about marketing and making the investment, right, the significant investment to go ahead and say, okay, you know what, I'm going to invest in you guys. I trust you guys. I hope that it all works out. And they kind of in this mode where they're in their finger crossed mode for the bulk of the time. And the thing is, in order to instill confidence, one of the things that stood out to me in all my years of working at an MSP and working with channel partners is I loved how their NOCs were set up and their help desk, where there was just TVs and monitors everywhere where you can just monitor their performance, right? Their billable rate, how many tickets they were closing, resolution time, all that kind of stuff. So in an IT company, there's more service people than anyone else, and they have all these metrics and KPIs on how well they're performing or how well they're doing their job. But really, when it came to sales and marketing, there wasn't very much, right? It was basically for sales, well, how much did you sell? That's kind of the bottom line piece, but there was really no measurement in between if they were doing all the things they needed to do to sell better. Same thing with marketing. How well was marketing doing? You get a bunch of analytics from your web analytics and Google Analytics and Clicky, which is visitor analytics, and all kinds of different things you're doing. You're trying to interpret that to understand if they are in fact doing a good job for your organization, right? But for both marketing and sales, there's a lot of KPIs in between before you get the ultimate outcome that you can measure to understand if your marketing person or your marketing agency that you've hired or your sales professional is actually doing all the necessary things they need to do every day to hit the KPIs and achieve success. So when we started Tri Digital, we wanted to make sure that we had this dashboard that you can look at that would measure the leads we were generating for you every month. And we would come up with a quota with our clients and how well we were doing up against our quota. And all these various metrics so that at a glance you understood, you had the confidence to know, is Tri Digital actually producing results for me, right? And through that, we created an application called Marketing HUD, which was a dashboard you could interact with. And our clients over the years liked it so much and wanted to interact with it more and more that we Frankenstein that solution until it couldn't be Frankenstein anymore. And we kind of just went back to the drawing board and had a conversation with a lot of our key clients and said, hey, I see you guys are trying to use this in a bunch of different ways. Why aren't you using ConnectWise, right? We integrate with ConnectWise. We're like, well, ConnectWise is not really for the sales and marketing people. It's more for engineers. I wish I could do this. I wish I could do that. So then after a while, I said, well, you guys want us to build a CRM? Is that what you're asking us to do? Yeah, that'd be great, as long as it integrates with ConnectWise. So in order to, when I took that and we decided that we were going to do it, I wanted it to be a tool that really empowered the sales professional. Being in their shoes and doing all the things that they have to do every day, I was able to be in a good position to understand how I can automate a lot of what they're doing, automate a lot of the data entry, automate a lot of the market research, and at the same time put a lot of powerful tools at their fingertips that allow them to perform better as sales professionals and perform better as marketing professionals, and then give the leadership the visibility that they needed to understand and hold their teams accountable to make sure that everybody's doing what they need to do to help the organization move forward. And the outcome of all of that and the feedback from our tremendous partner base and a tremendous following that Honey has just had since it launched in March has helped us get to where we are. So what you're looking at now is kind of like an aggregate dashboard of how many leads we've been able to generate for our partners, the revenue impact we've had, kind of some of our overall rates when it comes to web traffic and email marketing results, as well as some of the video analytics and results that we've had. So this is high-level opportunity. So a lot of partners doing a lot of things with our leads to help them generate a lot of revenue. We're really proud of our role in helping them do that. So that's just a quick story how I got started. So again, once you're inside of Honey, you're in your own view, you're going to see a lot just different information, okay? A lot of different information. So here you'll be able to always know how many leads have been generated in total from a marketing perspective, how many those represent unique companies, the form submissions that have come in through your inbound marketing, and then how many overall video plays. Those are just kind of your high level numbers to understand kind of the lifetime of how well you've been doing. Over here, you're going to be able to take a look at your monthly quota. I'll talk to you guys a little bit about how you can set quotas for yourself. If you don't know the quotas to set, the fact that we're industry focused, there's one button you can press that allows you to use national averages for marketing quotas and sales quotas, and that can get that all done for you. If you want to customize them, we have 2 dedicated product coaches that are there to help you at any time to come up with the right numbers for you. And then you'll be able to filter how well you perform every single month. So you see there's 40 leads that you have, and you actually generated 97. And this will actually do a kind of like a little perform a little prediction, right? It forecasts revenue based on what your sales conversion numbers are. So in the case where you say that perhaps you take 20% of leads and turn them into meetings, and 50% of those meetings turn into opportunities, and half of those opportunities close, and the average opportunity is worth X amount per month, it'll calculate based on the leads that were generated how much potential revenue you can actually close that month. That'll just give you an idea of how much you could actually realize from the results of marketing in any given month. Here to the left, you'll see that with the integration with Google Analytics, not only can you get a good snapshot of how your website is doing, the unique visitors, the returning visitors, the bounce rate, then you can look at a little bit more high-level information like device traffic, as well as traffic sources, what's organic, what's direct, what's referral, what's social. I think that'll give you a good idea what's going on there. Again, it's not going to be everything that Google Analytics is, but from a leadership perspective, in order to make decisions, I think this is enough. If you want the full Google Analytic experience, you can always click to that and it'll take you there. Here as well, when it comes to emails, it's very much the same thing. What were the open rates? What were the click-through rates? What were these numbers? And you can switch and identify different campaigns and see how well they've done. Okay? Down below is where you're going to see all the different form submissions that have come in from various parts of your site. You can see that you can have your consultation form, your newsletter forms, and you'll be able to see who these folks are, what they were interested in. I'll show you some really cool stuff later of how Honey captures these folks and does automated market research to pull in their LinkedIn profile and their pictures automatically. And then you can click to understand what their needs were, right? Pretty cool how you can filter those leads there. You can see who those leads are assigned to. And likewise, you can see a lot of video analytics from the different videos that you may have. So that in an instance is the marketing dashboard. Now I'm going to go in role by role. I'm going to go ahead and start with marketing and show you all the different features they have, and then I'll move into sales, okay? And then we'll walk through some use cases together. Again, do not hesitate to use the YouTube chat. Ask all your questions now. Make sure as I come up with stuff that you guys are asking them, because I'm going to address them all later live and make sure to answer all those questions live. Okay, so a marketing professional will be able to look at their dashboard at any time. They'll be able to create tasks and reminders for themselves, to follow up with a given person, to get an email campaign done with, I don't know. Bill, are you in here? Yeah, he's in here. Oh, if I spell your name right. There you are. You want to go ahead and email Bill, and I'm responsible. You can assign the responsibility to another sales professional, then you can leave whatever various notes to make sure that happens. And then over here, you can just set a due date of when you want that done. So you can add a lot of tasks to remind yourself to go ahead and get your activities done. That's pretty straightforward there. You'll always be able to look at the leads that have been generated across the entire company. This is really good information here. As I mentioned before, it's going to have a lot of information. The two big pieces of information I want you to look at are these two, the temperature and the score. And I'm going to show you how we dig into that with the activities. But before I jump into that, you're going to see that there's going to be the name of the person, their job title that they have, various statuses that you have, that you can create. If these statuses, there's some come right out of the box. If there's some that you want to go ahead and create on your own, you could just update any of these statuses, change them, change their color. That's pretty straightforward. That way you can just kind of mark the statuses of each of these leads. The temperature now and the lead score, those two work together, okay? So the lead score is going to tell you, you know, give you an idea of what this prospect has done to express interest. Everything they do kind of gets a point except for a form submission. If they fill out a form submission to request an appointment or request a meeting from you, that person automatically gets a score of 5. If they click to download a white paper, click on any of your call to actions from your campaigns, any of those items to express interest, they get 1 point for those. And again, those have to be click behaviors, you know, on different calls to actions. As you guys do events and different things like that, and you upload a set of leads, you can determine your own lead scores upon upload. So they'll have that ability to customize that as well. But then to the left of that number, you're going to go ahead and see the temperature. So here's how the temperature works. The temperature is partially based off of not only the score that they have, but how lately they've been active. So to give you a rundown of that is, if a lead has been active in the last 30 days and has a score of 1 to 4, they'll be a warm lead. If they've been active in the last 30 days and have a score of 5 or higher, they'll be a hot lead. And then if they haven't been active in the last 30 days, regardless of lead score, then they'll be a cold lead. That'll just let you determine automatically how you want to address and how you want to prioritize the leads you're following up with. You can see here that it's going to kind of show you the different employee counts for some of the leads that are generated. So you'll be able to make decisions or qualify or disqualify leads that are based off of the seat size you may be going after. A lot of that will depend on your list. Their email addresses, a bunch of information that you see here, okay? Their LinkedIn profile. So if you're going in to follow up with the person, you want to see what that person has done, you can go ahead and click on these activities, and it'll show you all the various behaviors they've done. So you can see here that this person clicked on this campaign and this call to action, and a variety of different things that they've done. You'll also be able to see the sales follow-up effort. This is an engagement that I'm currently working on, and as you can see, not only can I see all the different emails they've opened and all that kind of stuff, but I can also see the follow-ups that I've made to that person as well. So you'll get quite a bit of information, and then again, you can showcase whatever fields you want to show. I currently have them all activated, but you can hide certain fields if you want to. And then you can also create and filter certain fields here. So if I went ahead and say I want to add a filter and I want you to only show me hot leads, the temperature is hot, I'll just go ahead and apply that filter, and Honey will give me only the hot leads to work with. It's pretty much that simple. So it's pretty cool on how we can go ahead and manage that. The next thing I want to show you is jumping into the contact profile. So from a lead list, you can also jump into a contact profile and see a lot more information about this person, which will be, again, you'll be able to see their LinkedIn information. I'll show you a really cool demo of how it automatically grabs this information, but you can click on those, take a look at their LinkedIn profile that's there if you're logged in. You'll be able to see the employee size, a bunch of information about the company, their score, temperature, what buyer role they have, what list they're a part of, and if it's assigned to a sales professional, how many touches that sales professional has done to follow up with that particular opportunity. Here you can filter all their activities to say, hey, I only want to see the follow-up emails that the sales professional made and what content that had. I want to see that person's replies. And there's a really cool integration that we have with Office 365 in your emailing or hosted exchange that you could use to bring down all that information so that whether you're emailing through Outlook or not, you're both capturing, Honey's capturing that activity automatically, whether you're logged into the platform or not, as well as the customer's reply back and forth. So you can filter all this activity however you want, and you can also add activities manually. You can add a phone call. Currently, we've automated 3 of the 4. The notes will be left once it does the market research and it finds information from their social media, Honey will go ahead and automatically add a note that uploads their bio and all their information about them. With the Office 365 integration or Exchange integration, every time you send an email or every time you send a calendar invite, those details are automatically captured. As you can see, when I had an email with this individual through Outlook, here's the meeting that showed up here. It's down here. And here's a subject line, everything we had talked about, and the status was confirmed. So you have a lot of really good automation that requires very minimal data entry from your sales professionals. The only thing they really need to enter right now are the phone calls, and we're even currently working to automate that for you as well. So that soon it'll be a fully automated environment where you capture all the activities that you need from a sales professional. So quite a few bits of information there. You're also able to follow up with a lead by doing emails, one-to-one emails directly out of Honey. And there's some really cool benefits into doing that. So I'm going to go in there and showcase that to you right now. So you can set up your GKIM records. We'll go into your integrations in a little bit, and you're able to email that person, that organization, or if there's other folks in their company that are associated, you can email them too and CC those folks or CC other members of your team. You can do that. So I think I can just go ahead and copy Adrian on this one. And what you're going to find is there's an area to go ahead and set up your signature block that's there for you. And then you're going to have another ability as well to do a lot of interactive stuff. So let me show you some of the power that Honey has. So you can always manually type, okay, your own email and your own subject line. But what we've done, since we're industry specific, Honey has already provided you, thanks to obviously TriDigital being the parent company, is a lot of automated campaigns that you can use to follow up. So there's a bunch of templates that are here on how you can introduce yourself, your company, the resources you have, your services. There's little placeholders to fill things, and some of this automatically puts in the prospect's first name. You can see all the information that's there. You all can create your own, add your own follow-up templates or modify these however you like. But if you don't currently know how to follow up with a form submission or follow up with a lead or a click-through from a campaign, right? This information's automatically here, and you can leverage that. And these are based around best practices from our top performing sales professionals on what they're using in order to go ahead and move these opportunities forward. So it's very simple. You can go ahead and just pick any one of these templates and add it. And as you can see right there, it'll add all the copy and the subject line already in there for you. Another benefit to the templates is there's these two powerful buttons here. One is your marketing library, your collateral library. So this will give you an ability. Marketing all the time creates stuff for salespeople, and they go, hey, I've created this PowerPoint, this slick, I've created this flyer, I've created all these different things for them. And sales are always like, hey, where's that one data sheet we have? Or where's this brochure? Where's that? And it's hard to find all this information. Also, what's hard to see is what is actually being used and what is most effective, right? What collateral is most effective? So what we did is we give you the ability, we started off your marketing collateral library by giving you 27 videos to promote your products and services. There's videos on Office 365, there's videos on backup and disaster recovery, managed services, hosted voice, professional services, IT consulting, you name it. There's a bunch of collateral already in here. But you can create your own categories, and I'll show you that in a minute, of the different collateral you have, the type, if you want to filter by video, image, PDF, and who uploaded it. If you have a top-end sales professional that kind of uses their own set of collateral to convert leads, you can go ahead and filter by what that person has uploaded so that you can mirror the same behavior. And the great thing is here is that no matter what you do, and I'll just apply no filter, if I wanted to go ahead and attach a couple different collateral pieces or videos to this campaign, I can go ahead and add it. And I can add it as attachment or I can add it in line. The great thing about adding it in line is that not only does your email stay lightweight so that it can go through any inbox, but it also gives you a lot better visibility on when and how they clicked on this on that specific collateral piece, which will also notify you via email to go ahead and follow up with this person. Hey, this person just downloaded your white paper. Hey, this person just downloaded your video. So as you can see here, I can go ahead and add these. And when I add them and I click to another page,
If your
you'll
long-term
see that
goal
there
is to
goes the
sell your
video play.
business, there are a
And
number of
then
things.
when that person does click on it, you get the notification and you can follow up with that lead automatically. So you can be very, very creative on how you want to set up your own follow-up campaigns and your own personal marketing plan to go ahead and get those items done. You can also schedule campaigns. So if you want to run and build a series, a drip campaign that you want to do and schedule those out in advance, you can do that. So you can automate the touches. This will allow you to get through a lot of leads and follow up a lot quicker and make sure to measure the behavior of all those outbound emails and all those activities so that you know when your customers are looking at it and you can follow up at the appropriate times. So that's one-to-one emails with Honey. You can create a bunch of templates and automate a lot of your day. You'll find you'll save a lot of time. I still do sales as the owner of the company. I do not have a lot of time, so Honey saves me a lot of time in doing it. It also lets me know when folks are actually engaging on the emails that I send them, so I can schedule my follow-up time, my follow-up calls appropriately, and I typically get them on the phone a lot more. So that's how that works. That's available for sales professionals and marketing professionals. You can add opportunities. These are all integrating ConnectWise. You can give it a name, an opportunity type. You can build out your own types however you want them there. A status. These statuses can carry over from ConnectWise, or you can build them through here. The type of, is it a fixed bid per hour, per month, per year, and how much is it? Right? And you can create those opportunities, and it kind of sends an automated win wire that says, hey, so-and-so is close. He's in the red zone. He's about to close. And everybody can see that. And when you do win the deal, it kind of sends another congratulative email to everybody on the team, letting them know this person has closed this opportunity. So you can do that. Again, the opportunities and all the activities are all fully integrated into your ConnectWise AutoTask. We also have integrations with HubSpot as well. So over here on the tasks, if there's any tasks associated with this person, it'll show up. So this is a big spent a lot of time here, but lead interaction and lead follow-up and these type of activities and moving through these quickly is a big part of what Honey does. And now you've seen how I can do it. It's pretty awesome, right? So that's how that works. The next thing you're going to have access to is the library. We talked about the library just now, so I won't spend too much time into it, but here's where you can go ahead and either bulk action, add different categories to any of this collateral that's here, right? I can categorize these as the following. Or I can just go ahead and upload new material, and it's very simple as dragging and dropping. There's a 100 megabyte upload limit for any collateral, so it can withhold quite a bit of stuff. But what's great about that is whatever you upload here is available to the entire sales and marketing force, or anyone in the company that has access to Honey will always have all your collateral in one place so they can leverage it, and you'll be able to start viewing analytics on what collateral that you've created is the most effective, what is being used most by the sales team, and what is being downloaded most by the prospects. Okay, so now we're going to get into some more fun. This is where it really gets crazy, and again, we're still on the marketing team, so marketers, check this out. We have the ability for you to send out your email campaigns through Honey, just like you would through a Constant Contact or anything else. So all the fees you pay for Constant Contact or MailChimp or HubSpot, you can get rid of that and get a full seamless experience right here in Honey CRM, and it's all included with the same cost. So let me show you how that works. Okay. You're going to go ahead and campaigns and campaign templates are the same, but I'm going to start off with campaign templates just because I wanted you to see that we've provided over 60 email campaigns that are all mobile ready with full-fledged content ready to go across over 20 different services that you offer. There's a lot of really good content here. There's short-form content, long-form content on a variety of services, right? As you can see. So there's managed services, a couple different versions of the short version, a couple different versions of the long version. To give you an idea of how it looks, let's just find one here, backup and disaster recovery. Let's take a look at this one. You can preview that, and then you'll see all the content that's there, okay? preview it, decide if you want to use it. Now, here's one thing that Honey does is pretty amazing. Before I get into this, I'm going to show you. All these custom pieces, all these collateral pieces can automatically be customized to fit your branding right out of the box. All right, so let's talk about how to do that. So you saw that the images here showcase a default color of kind of this blue, gray, and orange that everybody gets. But all you need to do is go into your account settings, click there, go into your customization. Go ahead and remove this real quick. Go into your customization, and you can change any of the emails to suit whatever look and feel you want. So let's say I'm going to change the background color to this. I want this red section to be purple. Okay, there's some purple there. I don't know, let's make the button yellow. Those Laker fans in the room. This one's for you. Here we go. Yellow. That's a nice shade. I won't spend too much time on it. Cool. I saw this. I can change the footer however I want. I can change, oh, you know what? I'm using a dark background. Let's make sure that the footer color, right, is the background font color is a light color. So I'm going to switch this to light. There you go. Now I can see everything. Perfect. So I'm going to go ahead and save that. Changes have been saved. Excellent. I'm going to go back now to the campaign templates. And you can see that all the, let me go back to the one that we were looking at. I think it was the backup and disaster recovery. Now the email reflects the look and feel that I put in my settings. And the vision of this is no matter how much content we produce and keep uploading into Honey or what your vendors participate to give you, there is no effort and no work that needs to be done to customize these to fit your needs. But regardless of the level of customization you want to get crazy with the customization, let's go for it. So let's create a campaign together. Okay? So what I'm going to do is there's two options. There's a regular campaign you can send or an A/B test. In an A/B test, you can test the subject line to see which two subject lines have a better open rate and showcase that. You could also test two variations of content for this campaign so that you can see which email perform better, maybe a longer version against a shorter version. You can kind of test those things. So just to kind of show you how that works, we'll create a subject line A/B test. Name your campaign. I'm going to call this test. And then just here is test 1. Is subject line A, subject line B is test 2. And you can see it automatically got my credentials and it makes it come from me. I save and continue. And here is the email. I can click on any one of these areas and update content dynamically, okay, to make it fit my needs. I can go ahead and swap images, replace images with any one of my own images. I can do quite a few things here to adjust any of these sections. Hey, you know what? I want this whole section higher. So there you go. I'm going to drag this whole section up one. And you can see this line kind of going over here. And I'm like, bang, I want it up here. No, that looks crazy. I'm going to go ahead and put it back down here. You can duplicate sections. You can create your own buttons. You can do a variety of things to make it work. If you want to make this email longer and longer, no problem. Just create more sections. A full width section, a 2-column section, a 3-column section, and just drag and drop the items you want here. Just go ahead and test whatever you want. You can add more spacers to this and give it a lot of space, little space. You can do quite a few things. Hey, I like a divider in here. And then you're like, oh, you know what? I also want my social media. And social media can be put into this column in here, and you can check what social media icons you want. Just enter the URL, which ones you don't. No Instagram for me, no Twitter for me, and no YouTube. And I'm just going to keep these 3. And you can see that over here, these things lit up, and now my social media is involved. It's really that easy to customize a campaign from scratch or send a campaign however you want to. And what it's going to do is showcase to you here how that email is going to look when you click on preview. And the pop-up is blocked, but it is there. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and save and continue. You'll find all the lists that you currently have that you have marked as leads. You can select those. It even shows a list that you don't have marked as leads. Okay, if you want to include any of those existing clients on newsletters or whatnot. So I'm going to go ahead and save and continue from there, and then you can determine what percentage of the list is going to get the A/B test. Okay, so 10% of the list is going to get my A/B test. 26 of the recipients will get subject line A, 26 will subject line B, and whoever has the higher open rate, right? You can make the winner the open rate or the click-through rate, will determine what subject line gets sent to the rest of the audience. And you can make your A/B test run for however long you want. Hours, days, what have you. And then you can go ahead and get that done. So once you're there, you go ahead and save and continue. Let's see here.
And choose winner.
Oh, I got to choose a winner. That's right. Go ahead and do that. There you go. It'll give you a snapshot of that campaign. You can save and continue from there and decide if you want to send it now or schedule it to go out whenever you want. So that is email campaigns in Honey. It's really great. I'm going to go back out here and kind of show you some of the analytics you're going to be able to see from your campaigns. So if I want to go ahead and look at this campaign that was sent out, not only can I see a great overview of how many people opened the campaign and clicked the campaign and at what times the campaign was most active from individuals, who the recipients are, if they're marked as leads, what the lead quality look like, what the email look like. So you can see here, this is what the email looked like. I'm going to exit out of that. These were the recipients. These are how many times they opened. This is how many times they clicked. And these are the lists that it went to. And what list did what and what lists were performing better than others. And you can select any campaign from this section and get the same amount of data. So you have full data for all you marketing professionals to take a look at all the campaigns. Okay? So there's that. Marketer also has the ability to upload lists into this. There's two types of lists you can have. You can have existing clients or other lists that you have that are not leads. That you don't want the salespeople following up with, or you don't want them to count as leads against your dashboard or your numbers, so you just leave those unchecked. Those that are within your seat size or within a list that you determine as leads, you just go ahead and check those off. And they count as leads, and then you can go ahead and upload more lists, just name it. Choose if you want to update the information in Honey. Would you consider this a lead list or not? You go ahead and choose next. You drag and drop a file, and you'll map the fields. There's another button here that'll just give you a sample format of how to upload lists. So you can see that. Again, trying to go a little bit quicker here. We'll have more live streams on different components so we can spend a lot more time going into the details of how to actually upload a list and do all these kind of things. For right now, I just kind of want to highlight the new features. Okay. Your contacts, which is your next feature, has the ability to do the same thing that your lead list has, except some of these folks, although it does record their lead score, they may not be leads because they may be part of a list that is not considered leads. But you can still see who all those folks are. Search Honey to find, through your entire contact base to find anyone you want. So if I want to go here and I want to look up Trend Micro, any company or any organization, I can go ahead and find them through there. And then I can go ahead and add more contacts through here. Now this is pretty swift. This is what I want to show you guys. It's pretty amazing. When adding a contact, Honey has the ability around 70% of the time to find additional information on a given prospect and do a lot of the market research for you. All you'll really need to do is have their email address. As you can see me enter it here. I'm going to go ahead and press start. And look what it did. It pulled in his picture from LinkedIn. It found the email, found first name, last name. It will never bring in phone number because that's illegal, so you have to enter that part in manually. His entire bio, what his title was, and all his social media profiles. Great. Next thing it's going to do is after it finds all that, it's going to comb the domain of the company and see if it can find any information on the company. So when you click next, now it's looking and look. It found the logo of the company, the name of the company, the description, the approximate seat size, the website address, the LinkedIn profile, Twitter profile, some other information. I could always go back and fill in any of the information here that is blank, right? And then go ahead and click Create and add it to any list that I want. Once I go to Finish, it's automatically going to take me to that lead, show me all the information that it has here that I can look at, and look, Honey left me my first note. And I can read all about this person. So data entry and finding out a lot more information on the folks that you're uploading, Honey has the ability to do a lot of that market research for you. And that's a pretty cool feature that we're really proud of. And companies works just very much like contacts do, except it's just a list of the companies and their information. Okay, companies have their own profile page as well, which you can click on that and just take a look at it, and they'll have more information about that company, all the individuals within that company, and any opportunities you have with that company, with individuals within that company. All of that information will show up on the company page. Okay, and you can select different company types. So that is the marketing in a nutshell. Pretty cool stuff, a lot of different things that they can do. It's amazing, it's great. What I want to do is, before I jump into the sales, because I'm going to jump into the sales here, which will kind of be a repeat of a lot of things the marketing folks can do, except they're going to have a little bit different of a little bit different dashboard and a little bit different things they can do. Again, what we try to accomplish, the team here, is make sure that sales had as much freedom as the marketing folks do to be able to send one-off campaigns or one-to-one campaigns to the different people they're following up with, without always having to wait on marketing to go ahead and get it done. They can pull things from their at their fingertips and send it out to their own leads and their own assigned leads at their disposal. But before I get into that, what I did want to do is make sure that we talked about how this integrates into your PSA. So our first very elaborate integration, while we have integrations with Autotask, ConnectWise, Salesforce, and so on, what we did spend the time to really listen to our feedback from our clients and come up with a really customized integration I think fits everybody's needs with this ConnectWise 2.0, and we'll be taking that same process to Autotask and to the rest of the integrations, HubSpot and so forth. Okay, so let's go into that. I'm going to go in and click on my account, and I'm going to jump into the integrations. And what you're going to see is you'll be able to connect your ConnectWise, and there's basically a walkthrough here. That's a video that'll tell you exactly what to do, along with individual steps. Step 1, what information you need, and you can see all this kind of stuff here, where you can put in your public API key and all that kind of stuff. Right? Then you connect it. Great, now I can start customizing it. So here, what you're going to find is that Honey is first going to go into ConnectWise and pull all your different company types, all the ones you have, and say, cool, which of these company types would you like in Honey? Oh, I want these 3 company types, and I want this one. Great. Which of the company types that are already in Honey, and if you're starting at a blank slate, this would be relevant, but what types of contacts in Honey do you want to have synced up with ConnectWise to make sure that it's up there? You can do those. You can click and move to the next step. It does the same thing. It runs through all the different contact statuses you have in ConnectWise. Which ones do you want in Honey? Which ones of the Honey do you want up in ConnectWise? You choose all those. Next, you'll take a look at the activity types, all the activity types you have in ConnectWise, and which of those you want inside of Honey. And likewise, back and forth, Honey back to ConnectWise. And then on the next screen, you're going to map them. So a call in ConnectWise is a what in Honey. An email in ConnectWise is a what in Honey. And you can choose. A historical entry can be whatever you want to call it in Honey based on the types of activity types that we have. Okay? So you can do the same thing and map back the Honey activities back and forth. Now, one of the things that is very, very important about this integration is that we are not going to go ahead and create anything new inside of your ConnectWise. That will not happen. What is going to happen is, let's just say you created a status for a company or a contact in Honey. In order for it to be syncing with your ConnectWise, what you're going to have to do is create that same status in ConnectWise, come back to your settings, and then sync them. Because I know that everybody's customized their ConnectWise in a whole lot of ways, and what we don't want to do is interfere with how that works. You're the master of your ConnectWise. You would have to go ahead, anything you want mapped that was created in Honey after the initial sync was done, you're going to have to go back to the sync. You're going to have to go to ConnectWise, add that portion, go back to the sync, and then sync them back up. Okay? So you kind of make sure that both systems are operating in the exact same way that you want them to. So that's how this information works. And what's great is afterwards it's going to look through your work roles in ConnectWise and find the work roles you have, and then you can invite those work roles, the users within those work roles, to Honey as a certain user type and give them those roles, and then they can go ahead and be inside of Honey. After that, it's going to give you a snapshot of the different folks, of the different integrations you decided to turn on. You can look through all those, and then you can turn the download from ConnectWise to Honey on and the upload on or off, depending on what you're doing. After this is done, all the company types that you have selected are automatically going to create lists within Honey, so you'll be ready to go without having to do a big import of data manually to start using Honey right away. Okie doke, so that's how that all works, and again, it's designed to give you a lot of freedom. The one thing we didn't talk about is the opportunities. All opportunities and all opportunity types are automatically brought into Honey once you turn on the integration, so that your sales professionals are always aware of how much information they have in the pipeline, what the deals are, and it records the revenue for you so that you can visualize how well your sales team is doing. So next into sales, again, I'm not going to go through every single one of these because you've already seen a lot, but I'm just going to go through a couple various dashboards that are here and the opportunities page, and then after that, we'll jump right into our Q&A. So the sales dashboard in Honey is going to be your organizational dashboard. It's automatically going to show you the leads, the company leads within Honey, how many meetings have we had with those leads, total opportunities and total wins, and your revenue impact for the year. You're also going to be able to take a look at the monthly quota, the overall quota you have set for your overall company to what you've actually generated so far this month. You're going to be able to look month by month how many calls have been made and with whom, and who's making those calls. Number of emails that have been sent. This is coming automatically from the integration with Office 365. The number of meetings your sales professionals had, all that kind of stuff. And then you're going to be able to look at your sales team here and understand who's doing the best. Get an idea of how many leads they have, how many activities they do, how many meetings they've had, and overall, the winner is determined by the amount of revenue they bring into the company. So you'll be able to see that, and then you'll also be able to see how well your company converts as a whole. How many leads are converting into meetings, how many meetings into opportunities, and how many of the opportunities are actually closing, so you understand if they're meeting your thresholds. You're able to set up these thresholds on the back end to determine what they need to look like for your company. And every month, if you fail to hit a certain threshold, it'll escalate to everyone in the entire company that you either hit your quota and it says drop the mic and a bunch of confetti that all the quotas and conversions are being met, or that you fell a little bit short. Okay? And then you can go ahead and look into individual sales professionals and understand how many leads they currently have assigned to them, how many open opportunities they have, their average days, the sales days open, like their average sales cycle, and how much revenue they've won, any tasks you have assigned to them, and any opportunities, how many touches were made to those opportunities, and how many days those opportunities have been open, and the individual performance of that sales professional. So if I want to go ahead and improve our numbers like I saw on the previous screen, I can look at my number one sales professional and in a sales meeting go in there and say, hey, Adrian, what are you doing to get your leads to meeting ratio that high? And you're converting half of your meetings into opportunities and you have a really high close ratio. Geez, Adrian, what is it that you're doing? We all want to know, right? So it gives you an opportunity to look at the data collectively as a team and learn better, right? Talk together about how to improve those overall results. Okay? So those are how they work, and then you can go to each other individual sales professional's dashboard just via the drop-down menu here and take a look at everything that individual is doing. Next, you're going to go ahead, the other two pages that I want to show you here is going to be the pipeline. The pipeline is going to give you an idea based on your role. You're either going to look at your own personal pipeline if you're a sales professional, or if you're going to look at the entire team. Based on the conversion ratios that you inputted into Honey, it'll tell you how much revenue is sitting in the leads that you generated. So if you have a net 10% conversion ratio of all leads, based on your average sale amount, that's how much money is sitting in leads, versus how much is actually in the pipeline versus how much is actually closed. And then through here, you'll be able to see the leads, who's on them, what their score is, who's in meetings, who's had opportunities out in the open, and what's their value, and how many have won. So that's a pipeline. Again, if you're a manager, you're looking at everybody. If you're a sales professional, you're looking at your own. As a sales professional, you'll be able to see your own leads and your own contacts that are assigned to you. And again, if you're a manager role like I am, you'll be able to see all the leads and all the contacts. If you're not a manager role, you'll just be able to see your leads and your contacts. So it's really important that if you get started with a sales professional that you're assigning them the leads. And then finally, this other button here, which is the opportunities, is you can go ahead and see all the open opportunities, close opportunities in different statuses, and go ahead and decide if you want to run a filter to just, hey, show me all opportunities in progress, apply the filter across any one, and you can apply more than one filter at a time and see all the deals that are currently in progress. As mentioned before, the one-to-one campaigns that we did and the templates for the one-to-one follow-up emails, the campaigns, they're all available for your sales professionals to use, and they'll be able to send those out to the contacts that are assigned to them. So again, they can be creative and dynamic on their feet and use a lot of automation, a lot of preset tools for them to give them the best opportunity on capitalizing these leads. So once the leads come in from marketing and they got a bunch of leads, they can do more individual things on their own, either one-to-one or one-to-many, to go ahead and convert those opportunities into sales. So again, this is all about being more dynamically, more automation. As you can see how we capture automate a lot of the data entry, automate a lot of the activity entry, and being able to get a lot of visibility into who your leads are and how well they're working, as well as empowering your leadership and the rest of the team to get a lot of insight in what the sales and marketing teams are doing to help the company grow. That in a nutshell is Honey 2.0. We really hope that you liked everything we had to show you. I know I breezed through a lot of it. So what I'm going to do now is turn it over to the audience and let you ask a lot of questions. And then anything that I went by too quickly, I'll go ahead and re-demo for you right now. But let's go ahead and jump into the Q&A. Bill, I need your help.
So a lot of these, while we wait for other questions to come in, a lot of these come from Matt Maya. So the first one is the employee count coming from ConnectWise, as how many contacts are added to the company? Essentially, where is the employee count coming from?
Got it. So the employee count is either coming from the information that we were able to find online. Like I mentioned, we combed through a lot of that data, LinkedIn and various other sources to pull that in. We currently do not have the employee count portion integrated over, but that is a very good idea to do that. But for right now, we're just kind of combing it online to figure out, how many employees they actually have within that company.
Okay, next question. Can a company or contact fall under multiple lists, or are they only allowed to reside in one?
Very good question, and yes, they can reside in multiple lists. So let's go ahead and look up a contact. Let's see. I'll just go back to Billy Rose, and I keep picking on Billy. I actually like him a lot. He's a really cool guy. So as you can see, down in his contact profile, he's part of multiple lists. These are the tags. He's part of the global list and the web form submissions list, and I can choose to remove him from one of the lists or add him to another list if I wanted to. So if I wanted to add him to the qualified list and I click save, now he's a part of 3 lists. So you can add them. They can be in part of many lists if you choose to do so.
Okay, next one. Our company has an inside sales department that feeds our outside sales. Can a lead fall under 2 users in our company using Honey?
Right now, currently, no. But what we do is we have inside sales here too. So what we do is we assign the contact to whoever is currently working on it. All of their activities are saved within that contact profile. So anything they've done to help the sale come out is still recorded. But we keep it kind of assigned to one person at a time simply because there's some escalated emails that come out based off of, for instance, if you have a lead and the lead hasn't been followed up with for a certain amount of time, it'll say, hey, your leads are getting cold, you may want to follow up with them. you know, and vice versa. There's a lot of different things you can do there. So for right now, you can pass that lead along, and everybody's activities will be recorded under that lead. But at any given time, only one person owns it.
Cool.
Okay.
Next one. If a task is not followed up with, or does it fall over automatically to the next day as a reminder to still reach them? Essentially, will they lose that task? Will it disappear?
If it goes overdue?
Well, if it goes overdue.
No. Back again into the tasks. You'll always be able to see your overdue tasks that you have. They're there. That lets you know that they're overdue.
Cool. That's all we have right now.
Okay. Plus, still see metrics that lead overall. Oh.
So-
No, Matt Maya says plus see the metrics overall, no matter how many sales reps are assigned. I think I addressed that. Yeah, you get to see all the activity for all the different reps. All right, we have quite a few folks again that are on the
I got
chat.
one. I'm waiting for it.
Oh, you got another
Yeah, give me
question
one.
coming through.
They're typing.
Got it.
Are you able to sync Autotask opportunities with Honey?
Yes, the current integration that we have with Autotask does bring in the opportunities.
Next question is,
And the question was for everybody, let me repeat that. Are you able to sync Autotask opportunities with Honey? Yes, the current integration, even though it's not 2.0 yet, it does bring in the opportunities.
okay, so if you are a sales and marketing professional, can you have both dashboards available to you?
Yes. So what I would recommend if you are a sales and marketing professional, who asked that question? And let me repeat the question. I got to get better at this, guys.
This is Lime Rain.
Oh, okay. So the question comes
Random
from
name.
Lime Rain. Okay, I like that. He says, well, could you have access to both sales and marketing dashboards if you are a sales and marketing professional? The answer is yes. There is a role that you can choose within Honey called the sales admin role. So let me show you that. So I'll just go into the account, and under my roles, users here, you can go ahead and click edit. There I am. And I can change to be a super admin. Let me go over the roles real quick. A marketer just gets access to the marketing stuff. Sales just gets access to the sales stuff. And then sales admin gets access to both along with everybody else's data. And super admin can see everything but can't do much. You can't assign a quota to yourself or anything else like that. So sales, if you want to work within Honey and see everything and do everything, sales admin will be the role for you.
Lime Rain is actually Marcus from Circulant.
Oh, hey, Marcus.
All right, so
You can
next
hear me?
one. Is there a daily reminder of activities, and do these flow into the next day if they are not completed?
As far as flowing to the next day would be something that as a manager you have to look into your opportunities. The question was, do the overdues automatically flow into the next day? They kind of right now just compile over to what's actually due. It just shows up as overdue. So you got to look if you have any overdues first, like any task system. If you want them to automatically flow to the next day, we are working. We have designed some really cool notifications around tasks that'll be able to show you on a daily basis what's overdue and what's not. So you can kind of get aware of that as you start your day. It's kind of like the first notification of the day. So that's how you'll handle that. But right now, if you want to move it to the next day, to put it on that day, it's either internal company policy where you say work on all overdues first, or manually go in there and change them to be due that day.
All right. Let me see.
These are good questions, guys. Thank you. And again, I can, if you have a little time and you want to, just let me know via chat. I can show you how to set up all the KPIs stuff.
Yeah, I'm getting. Okay.
Oh, we're getting a lot.
When will Autotask Integration 2.0 be done?
Sorry?
When will the Autotask integration 2.0 be done?
Oh, Bill, when will it be done? When will the Autotask 2.0 integration be done, William?
I have no idea.
Actually, we do know. Uh, we're looking to have it done in Q1. Right now, there's some back end stuff, and you guys may or may not be interested, but we're focusing on turning everything into a SPA, a single page application, so that you can move a lot quicker and do a lot more dynamic things. It's also better when we start moving into the mobile app and all kinds of stuff. So that's a priority, and that'll take up most of January. After that, we're back on integration duty and everything else. But since we have the framework for ConnectWise, the Autotask one will be trivial. There's just more of our users on ConnectWise, that's why we chose it first.
All right. So that was from Ethan Gamer, by the way.
Thank you, Ethan.
Next one from Mike Perkins. Can you speak to the variables in the templates? I see the ones you can insert, but what about ones like solutions, company name, essentially other variables that you could add other than first name, last name, email, just being able to dynamically insert those things.
Let's see. I actually don't know that off the top of my head, but we can find out.
Right now, it is only first name, last name, email, and full name for a contact. Those are the ones that get dynamically inserted.
Got it. Okay. So the question was in variables with the templates, the insert feature to automatically insert the company name or insert the person's name. Right now, what you can automatically insert is the person's first name, last name, full name, or email address.
Mm-hmm.
But that feature has been very popular. The one-to-one emails is probably the most popular feature we've had since the launch. So we want to get company name and some other ability to insert other things in there as well. So just kind of stand by for that. But it is our most popular feature, I would say, right now, that in the campaign builder. So it's coming soon.
All right. This one is from Jen Arthur. Is there any way to customize the lead scoring system to move it closer to getting SQLs over MQLs?
Currently, no. It is. The question was, can you currently customize the lead scoring system? Yes and no. There's one slight variation way to customize it, but it's a requested feature, so we got to figure that out. But right now, just to kind of go over the lead scoring again and what are some options for you, is that you can create internal processes to say what you think an SQL is based on whatever lead score you determine. It could wait to assign it to a sales rep until it's a score of 10 or a score of 5 or a score of whatever it is, right? One of those things is right now Honey measures 1 point for every activity that the lead does, right? Except if they filled out a form to speak with someone. If they want to speak with someone, those automatically get 5s. But when you go to upload your list, let's just say you went to an event and all the people that attended that event, maybe 5 of them filled a survey to say that they wanted to meet with you right now, right? So, those right there, you can put whatever lead score you want as you upload those lists. You can just say, all these leads, I deem them lead of a score of 100. And then you can put them in there and they'll show up with a score of 100. But we will want to come up with more features in the future to customize the lead scoring system.
Just to give more description to Mike Perkins about your system variable. So right now we don't have that kind of a feature. However, I imagine that could be very useful in the future. That would definitely be a very powerful feature that will require a lot of time to build it. But
Can you repeat for everybody to hear what feature he's talking about?
so he's talking about he wants to do system variables. So essentially custom shortcodes that you could inject into your templates that'll just automatically populate templates based off of any piece of information, essentially. We don't have that feature currently, but that is something that could be very powerful in the future.
Yeah, one of the things you can do, like for instance, right now, Mike, this is for you. So Mike, when in the curly brackets, because there's just the real square brackets, which is that is an insert, and then the curly brackets. The curly brackets will allow you to inject either links from the collateral in your collateral library or any links to anything you have online. And you can save it like that. So you can do it. You can just go ahead and put in, go into all the templates real quick and add the links to your case studies or add the links to your collateral or whatever else you want. It'll save it that way. You know what I mean? But the dynamic variables like that, other than the ones you select in the drop downs, that's the ones that are available at the moment. But for what I would do is, and it's kind of a good thing you brought this up, in those templates, please go into the templates and before you use them, go into all of them, edit them, and insert whatever you want inside those curly brackets. Okay, so that it's in line with whatever information you want to send them. So you're not sending it out with the stuff that's in those curly brackets. Okay, and we'll do something later in our WYSIWYG editor, add a highlight or something so that you can go ahead and add that information in there and customize those to fit your company and to fit the information you want them to go to.
All right. Next one comes from Marcus again, and I'll go ahead and answer this one. So what Marcus asks is, if an email bounces whenever you're doing a campaign, can Honey automatically make them inactive in Honey and ConnectWise? So with regards to, whenever you send out a campaign, you can end up getting a bounce back from that particular contact. Now, what we plan on doing is we plan on having it so where that contact is going to get removed from your list because they have been bounced, right? You shouldn't be sending emails to them anymore. But what Marcus wants is for that contact to be then inactive in ConnectWise. So we would have to speak more about that particular option just because if that were to happen, you have the possibility of making a contact inactive in your ConnectWise and thus ruining possibly billing within your business. So we typically avoid trying to delete or make inactive any records within your ConnectWise to ensure that your day-to-day businesses are not affected.
Right. And that's an important part because what he's saying about us not affecting what your ConnectWise is, remember that ConnectWise original intent is to be a back office software. Manage your tickets, everything else. They kind of bolted CRM into it. So what we see a lot of our high-end users doing is just making sure that they keep their existing clients' information in ConnectWise and keep all the prospect information inside of Honey until that opportunity closes and becomes an existing client. But if we got to be careful about what changes we force to make because it affects everything on your service desk side. You know what I mean? So I'd rather that you see the information here and create the change yourself, and then have those in sync, right? But as far as Honey making the change for you, our first variation of our integration got us in a lot of trouble doing that when we wanted to automate a lot of the changes there. And then the engineering team would be like, what happened? And then someone in the company said to do it, and they weren't all talking about it, and it became a lot of problems going there. So yeah, we'll talk about that more. Another question we have is from Raul. He said, will you be able to integrate with auto dialers soon, i.e. phone burner? So let's talk about that. So what our immediate priority is to go ahead and start integrating with VoIP providers. Mitel, RingCentral are the ones that are taking a lot of the priority that are out there, and then having an open API where we can do others. And what we're going to do is the way the integration is going to work is that you'll be able to make calls from your desk phone or anything else, and what it'll do is automatically add a call activity, add who the call was with, what time it happened, the length of the call, and if the recording feature is on, attach a recording to that activity, as this is a rich media text editor and can handle all that information. We're also, in preparation for that, doing some stuff to simulate phone burner, right? So that it'll go ahead and go in there and set up a call queue, and then you just click start and it'll automatically call these folks one at a time and do all those. So you can get those going. In regards with Jive, we've gotten a lot of information from a lot of other VoIP providers that want to do things. What we're going to do is once we set up the native integration with the first two, we'll have an open API that you'll be able to plug into to plug in any VoIP system that you have into it. Because we know that there's a lot of options there. So that's just one of the things we're going to create an open API for, to be able to plug in your own voice system. But the first native ones right now, just based on how many clients are using it, will be Mitel, RingCentral, and then that'll be followed by the API that you can plug your own voice system into.
All right. Next one is from Cesar Lozano. Can we have translations?
Cesar Lozano, translations. We want to have translations, absolutely. So we want translations. So here's the thing, and this is kind of a good bit of information for everybody involved in this call. I am so overwhelmed with the excitement around Honey so far. It's been launched in March in a beta format, and it's just been insane how many people have grasped onto the concept of sales and marketing help for a CRM for IT, right? And it has allowed us to really push the limits and do a lot of features really quickly. And our community of initial users has been really helpful in crafting the solution to what it actually is today. And part of that overwhelming response is that we haven't done very much marketing. If you guys, those of you that have been following us, and we have, users from all over the world, Australia, the UK, South America, South Africa. It's insane. So we want to be able to support, this is meant to be a global solution, so we want to be able to support multiple currencies, translations, and everything else. So those of you that want to help expedite that, we're going to need our help from our brothers and sisters overseas. So please stay engaged and help us work with it to help us get it translated. There is some Spanish speakers here, and we have some Russian and Korean speakers, because TriDigital is a mixed batch. But yeah, we would just need help from those teams if you want to make that happen faster, to work with you folks to translate all the content that's there so we can go ahead and develop that.
The last two are questions about integrating with Jive and 8x8.
As I mentioned before, the voice solution, we know the VoIP integration's a big one, and we want to integrate with everybody. Again, what we can do now, based on the poll of the majority of our users that are using Mitel and RingCentral, and we're going to prioritize those, but we're going to use those two integrations to come up with an open API that you can plug in any voice system into. Okay? And if you look at our integrations, they're all very simple, and they have a lot of step-by-steps, so our goal is to make sure that that's as easy as it possibly can, that it works as easy as it can, so you can plug in your phone systems. And again, the voice integration is a big priority. So we'll be addressing it as soon as possible. Awesome. That seems to be all of our questions. Again, thank you so much for everybody. Unless you have anything else that you would like to see before we jump off this webcast, let me know. Other than that, we encourage you all to get started. We have a good promotion for those of you that are on the call as well that you can use. We still have the IT Nation promo open, which will give you not only your free trial, but a $50 discount on your first 3 months of using Honey. For those of you that are already in the system, that are in there, you guys came in at the legacy pricing anyway, so you guys have the benefit of that discount by virtue of just being with us as long as you have. All right? But these are just more for new people wanting to try it out and get some of that same benefit. It's there. Other than that, team, if I don't hear anything else, that is a wrap. We will have our product coaches reach out to you. Again, make sure you get set up, schedule a time with your product coach. They'll be reaching out as soon as you sign up and working with getting Honey set up for you and your sales team and your marketing teams as well. Thank you so much. This is Giovanni. I appreciate the time.